Hello everyone, I am pretty stoked today because I had ordered, and it just came, the indie version of the Anna.K tarot. And I found this on Etsy, I guess her page, and ordered directly from her in her shop. And I did that because Simon had indicated that the quality of the paper stock in here was much better. And for shipping purposes, it was the same amount if I ordered the Anna.K Lenormand as well. So I've done that. And she did put a beautiful little ribbon around each one of them. It's not a very thick box, but there is apparently a book inside each one of these. But today I wanted to focus on just the Anna.K tarot. So give me a second. Let me get this ribbon off and we'll see what we got. Now this one on the right here is a 2013 edition of mine. I wasn't crazy about the box because it did split up the cards and they moved around even despite the booklet that goes in it. It was hard to stand up on a shelf without having the cards cascading inside. So I'm excited to see the quality of the new cards. And I do have the older version here along with it so we can compare. So there is the front, and that is quite nice with the moon cycles in the black and white. And on the back it says it's an Anna.K tarot set, contains everything you need to start reading the cards at once. And there are 78 expressive, beautifully designed colored tarot cards and a booklet with detailed step-by-step instructions. So a booklet is different than a book, but I'm glad that I have this book then to refer to. And there are some in the back here. This one was interesting me when I was skimming through this one today. And I thought if I have time at the end, I might lay this out just to see how it looks. And I had another little idea to put with it. So that is the good chunky book that came with the Llewellyn 2013 edition. So let's see what's in here. There is it's just basically a tuck box, not super hard, but pretty good quality there. Here is our booklet. You know, it's not that small. That's pretty good. The type is a little bit smaller. You have black and white images in here. And as it shows, 6 of rods, 7 of rods. So you're just getting a little bit of each one. But at least you're getting something more than a tiny little white booklet. Now, there are some spreads. Oh, some different ones here than what is in the booklet from Llewellyn. So there's the one that I'm going to do, the short and sweet, I hope. There's their Celtic cross. This is the relationship one. Yeah, I remember that one being in the book. The decision spread. And this one is the birthday spread. I think that was in there too. Okay, so there's our little booklet. And her last name is actually, I saw it there, Anna, if I can get it in focus for you, Klaffinger. So, from Austria. And so we have the divided tray, which some people aren't too keen on, but at least these are well protected in here. They're not going to be spilling like the other ones, so I'm okay with this. The other one that does spill, I just tend to put it in a black velvet pouch beside the booklet, and that's it. So I'm going to get the wrapper off of this, and we'll get going. All right, so there we have the 78 cards, and I am liking the feel of the cards much better. And you know, they're a nice size. They are quite a bit smaller than the Llewellyn edition. And I like the edges better because if you notice here, this flecking of white on the edge of the cards, that sort of bothered me. But let's see the backs. A little bit richer coloring and darker coloring on the left. So I'm quite happy with this. It'll fit in a spread nicer. These I found a little bit large, and I often wondered if I wanted to take the borders off, but I didn't. So let's take a look. There seems to be some colorings here on the cards on the borders. The pentacles have a nice rich brown around them. Now the swords, a little bit of a purple, which is quite nice. I'm not sure if it's showing up in the camera. They're very subtle, but I noticed that the cups one is sort of an icy blue-gray. Kind of neat. So I'm going to put them side by side. And as far as thickness goes, yeah, I'm liking the cardstock much better. This, you can feel it under your thumb caving, and this doesn't. So Simon at the Hermit's Cave told me, and I listened, and I am glad that I did. So let's get them both side by side and see what we got. I am noticing, too, the difference in thickness. The one produced by Anna.K, much thicker than the Llewellyn. Really liking the size. Can't wait to work with those. So let's take a shot here, see if we can get everybody in the screen. There we go. And zoom in. And I might adjust the camera just a little bit. All right, I think that will have to do. But you can see the color differences in the Fool background. I really like the purple tone here, although the blue here is fresh and cool. The outfit is much warmer looking here, and this seems to have a little bit more light on the face and the facial features. But again, the borders, they fleck a little bit, so I'm not too pleased with that. So there's our Fool. Now they are a little slippy, but not too much. So the Magician, a little bit more mood with the color there. Our High Priestess. Now in here, you're going to notice that the number for the card is at the top versus at the bottom in that. So it's a little more subtle. There's our Empress. I find now that this is a little bit jarring, having the words and the numbers in the white. I like the distance in that one. The somberness comes through a little bit more for the Emperor there. Our High Priest. The Lovers. The Chariot. A little bit richer in the golds here. Justice. The Hermit. Our Wheel of Fortune. Strength. I'm just going to try something with the lighting here. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better, not so glarish, but you can see the outfit even with my light off, this outfit is brighter. This one is more subtle. The Hanged Man. I really like this death card. I think it's spectacular. Push these guys up a bit. The Temperance. Our Devil. Rich, rich colors in both of them. Okay, then we're on to our Tower. The Star. Quite the mood in the card on the left. Judgment. This is by far my favorite Judgment card. And our World. Okay, our Pentacle suit. Coins to some. So it's got an ace and a little tiny circle below it there. Maybe you'd like to see it this way. There are our 3 of Pentacles. Sorry. That is the 2, but you know, this one confuses me, I have to say, because there's 3 in the air. That is a difficult one for me. Usually there's the Lemniscape. So this is the one card in the deck that does throw me and still throws me, because there is our 3. Our 4. The 6. I like the 7 because his hands are in the dirt. Bit of a different take there. Classy looking 9. I think the indie version has an earthier feel for the coins. Okay, there's our king. And now we're going on to the swords. And in this suit, in the new indie one, you've got the little sword there. Seems like we've moved in closer to her, more part of the picture. Such a sad card, as well as the 4. And I always look at the 4 as rest and retreat, and this does certainly say that, but also illness, especially in some of the old decks, the 4 of Swords for illness. Now the cloaks here are quite different in tone. Another one of my favorites as far as the illustrations depicting what's going on in the scene. The 8. The 10, and I like that he's gotten up and walked away from the situation. And this one shows more bleakness in the darkness, like, where am I going to go from here? Our page. And quite a difference here in the night. Our queen. And our king. The size difference, it's quite more ominous to look at the King of Swords on the right than the left. Okay, so now we're getting down to our wands or rods. Now, from what I've read, she did not use models. These are all from her head. And I think she did a fabulous job. Different take. I like that for the 4. Not my favorite 6 of rods. The 9. You can really feel for this guy. It looks like he's hurting. Hurting big time. I like the impishness of the page and the action of the rods, the Knight of Rods. Really nice. Now this is one where the face on this one is a little bit more dark than this one. I kind of like this face better, the brightness of it. Those are quite close in coloring. And on these, you get a little bit of the page there, and you can just barely see the cup symbol below it. Our knight. I do like her queen. The Queen of Cups is very nice. Very approachable, very young. And the king. So let's just see what they look like in a little layout. Now this is the Llewellyn one, and I'll show you that quite nice, quite satisfying to shuffle. It does have that flexibility. Now this one, not sure. I would not rifle shuffle this one right off the bat. It's going to have to take some time. Now it's going to take me a moment, and that's boring for you, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards and then we'll find that layout. Okay, so it's a 4-card layout, but I want to put 3 in each pile. So I would go clockwise 3 times, and we'll just see what these look like. So this is the key aspect of a situation. Excuse me. This would be a good thing to do. And I'm thinking of May, our month forward. And then, oh, you can't go clockwise because this would go down here. You might want to try that different patterns. This would be a bad thing. So you got a good thing and a bad thing to do. And number 4 is the cause of the deeper meaning of the situation. But as I say, I'd like to have 3 cards in each pile to read. If I zoom out, there you go. You get a little bit more screen area. So then I would go this, 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 and this. And now that's not a perfect shuffle, but then I would picking the cards up and starting with number 1 and looking at what it's trying to tell us as a group. And this is the key aspect for us for May. And I would just be putting these down somehow to the side as a 3 card and looking at them. I guess this way it would make more sense. So you've got a person here, the Knight of Coins, who's, sitting. He's thinking things through. This is a man who's not going to make a move unless it's going to benefit him and he can see results. And that he might have to wait, or we, as in May, might have to walk away from a difficult situation in order to find ourselves here at the 4 of Cups where we can actually celebrate. So he's plotting, he's going to make some changes, and he can see the results in his mind. So that would be 1 3 set there. And then we'll go on to the next one. So yeah, this is the things that are good to do. And you could even, go like this and then this for the bad things and look at it and compare. That's kind of neat. I can't get my words out today. Kind of neat to be able to bounce these ideas off, the good versus the bad. And it seems like these are the worst cards that you could have that are in the good section. Come on, Laura, get your words out. And then the last one is the cause or the deeper meaning of the situation and the problem. So after I've read these, I would remove those. And this would be the cause and the situation of the problem. I'm sure it's not a new take on it, but I think I would like 3 cards to read. It's just giving me a little bit more information. But if you needed to do a quickie, then that 4 would be fine at the first. So I'm going to leave it there and say that, they are kind of nice. They do have a mood to them. And I kind of like that moodiness, that earthiness of them. Some of them, yes, are a little bit dark. But overall, cardstock better, size better. It will last better in your collection. And if you don't have the Anna.K, I'm hoping this inspires you to reach out and get a copy, because it is just unique. It's wonderful. So everybody, enjoy your day.